Gaz, does my hair look a mess?
No.
You'd tell me that even if it were a scruff. So I don't really know why I ask. Oh, my iPad's not online, Gary. Please come and help. Come on up.
I can tell you Wi-Fi code.
I wanted you to put it in while I start being live.
Right, you're live on YouTube.
Hello. Live on YouTube, but not really alive anywhere else. In body or soul or... Donis, come on. Oh, it's got
Why
a
are you not
bad
live
back.
on Facebook?
Oh, that's it. Oh, limp. Oh, I'll be all right. Oh, you'll see.
Things I
I'll
do
be
for
all
you.
right. There you go. Sort me out. Take it somewhere else and sort it out, please. So, what the sort out? What a palaver. What a carry on. We've got new Wi-Fi. So we've gone to a new company, and they're giving us faster, bigger, whoa, all the rest of it kind of Wi-Fi. So yeah. Anyway, so we've done all that we need to do, and then I've put the iPad on, and we haven't put the blooming code in here. We've done everything else. Let's turn you down, Sarah, because we don't want stereo. And there we are. So Kelly is here. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Win. Hello, Sarah. Hillary. Share password. I'm just shoving that across. Donis, I think I might have just done it. I think I've just shared the password with you.
Yeah.
That saved him going, what? Capital this.
I knew what we were doing.
Lowercase that. You know the one. We've all done it, haven't we? All these passwords. Capital what not. Diddly duck not. Thingamy bobbly boo. Bippity boppity boo. There's a song about that, isn't there? Oh, now it just needs to catch up. It'll catch up in a sec. So, talk among yourselves. Quilting antics. There we go. You see, if I put this on, I'm there. It's the right shirt. So I know I'm on the right video, and I'm not just watching watching a random video. So right, calm down, Anth, calm down. Right, what we got there? We've got Hillary, Fiona, Pen, Rosemary, hi, Angela, evening. Sarah, Win, Wendy. Oh, we got a good few of you in. Hey, Hillary, I'm just going to do a shout out now for my pals up at Empress, because I saw Hillary had commented on the post. Stuart Hillard's going up to Empress Mills on the 25th. Yes, Wendy, they are a pain, passwords. So, yeah, I'm a bit gutted. Charles asked me if I would go along as well. But I can't, because I'll be setting off on my hollybobs. I'll be off to India. So I won't be there to see Stuart, but I know Hillary will be. So if you're around the Cone area, not tomorrow, next Saturday the 25th, Stuart Hillard will be there. And it did say on the post, correct me if I'm wrong, Hillary, he's doing a talk. So that could be quite interesting. And it'd be nice because he's like there and you can like touch, prod, well, not strictly speaking prod, he might not like it. But, Humphrey's found us. That's a relief, Humph. Hiya, Pat. Hiya, Mel. Hiya, Karen. So, share your news with me. Tell me what you've been doing, what you've been up to, what you've been sewing. You know, is the husband annoying you? All the rest of it. Diddle-da, diddle-da, diddle-da. Yeah, so give us all your news and all the rest of it. I'd like to tell you I'm ready, but you know what? I've been absolutely wiped out today. I think I put mentally so much into going on like highlight or the telly or what. When I come home, I am done. Absolutely done. I think, gosh, what must it be like if you've got a proper job and you've got to turn up every day? It must be awful. Fiona, she's in her gym jams. So Highlight Crafts are, I'm going to say Chesterfield, it's that area. So I come off the motorway and I follow this, it's a place called Clay Cross, and I follow the signs, for Clay Cross, think it's kind of Mansfield, Bakewell, all that kind of area. So just below Sheffield. If you were going, we could get you the proper address, but that's kind of the rough area that they're in. Pen's weeding. Blooming heck, Pen, you were weeding yesterday as well. And Jessica, do you know, it was lovely to see your comments yesterday on highlights. So Jessica, I know you definitely commented. Fiona has started sewing little felt figures of the wind in the willows. Oh, is that your own design, Fiona, or have you bought somebody's design? I'd be interested to know about that. Pen, yes, it has been a busy week. Yeah, right. Hilary says, yes, Stuart's doing a talk in the morning, but tickets are sold out. Oh, I didn't realise it was a ticketed do. Free demos in the afternoon. This is at Empress, so anyone can go then. Wow, that's really good. So I had no idea it was a ticketed talk. Mel's been trying to sort out her project's not getting very far. Mel, did I see a post you're moving to Kuala Lumpur? It's a bit random. Totally random. I've actually been to Kuala Lumpur. I've been to the airport, got my suitcase, went round the block, not outside of the airport, just like round the desks, checked it back in, and off I went. And that's the limit of my Kuala Lumpur experience. So did it last year? No, 2022. It was the first time I went to Oz to see our gem. Hi, Jeanette. Pen's getting out while the sun shines. Well, I don't blame it. Has the sun shone here today, or has it just been gloom? I think we've just had gloom. Oh, a book, The Wind in the Willows, is in a book by Cynthia Treen. I've not heard of her. So, anyone been to the Newark Quilt Show today? I believe it's the first day. I've never, ever been to the Newark Quilt Show, not even as a visitor. Win, she watched the highlight shows on Catch Up, as didn't get back to watch live. Both were good and had a good laugh. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Agree, a bit of a journey for one day. She's in Bristol. Janet, what sunshine? It's rubbish in Blackpool. Yeah, we'll second that, Janet. Pen's in Devon, so the sunshine's a bit brighter down there, doesn't it? Hi, Lou. No problem. Still looking for rings upstairs. Oh, Lou, I hope they'll just turn up one day when you're not looking. They'll be like there on a desk and you'll think, has like a friendly ghost just come and placed them. So Lynn Atwell, I have been trying to do I can't get my teeth at FFP. It's on the way out of the window. Foundation paper piecing. I'll show you some of that if you want. Do you want a little demo on that while we're doing what we're doing? I could do that today and get you on the right track. Mel, yes, the old boy has got an offer with his company, just waiting to see if it's a good deal. I love Malaysia, not been for a few years. And the time difference isn't too bad in Malaysia, is it, for here? So, oh no, you'll be in bed when we're on, because are they about 6 hours in front? So I go to Perth in Australia, and that's 8 hours in front during our winter, so Greenwich Mean Time. But when we go to summer, they are 7 hours in front, which actually is worse, because as it happens now, I'm going to bed as Gem's getting up. So we have a bedtime, breakfast time catch up, and then when I'm coming home from work, she's going to bed. But if that hour makes a difference, I'm going to bed an hour before she gets up and we miss each other. Oh, 8 hours, oh, that's pants. That is pants. Sue Fry's at Newark tomorrow. You'll have to let us know next week if it's a good show. Have you been before, Sue? Louise Fry. So sorry, Lou. You'll soon. Yeah. Right. So yeah, the highlight stuff yesterday went really well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I've got to say, my experience of highlight, Stephanie and her whole crew, is tremendous. They are so generous. Sorry, Sue and Pat. I can't do FPP, but then I can't parallel park. I think it's a front to back thing. That's the first time I've heard sewing and parking like linked together, and it works. So anyway, yes, so I was at Highlight yesterday. They're just lovely. Everyone down there is absolutely lovely. You know when you enter an environment and you feel like you've known everyone all your life, It's really like that. And you would struggle to know what kind of pecking order there is, because everybody just looks completely even and equal. So I really like that. So anyway, I was working with, in my first hour, Mel Heaton. Oh, God. Mel is fantastic. She knows her onions. And I've got to say, she did straighten me up. And she said, make sure you look at the camera. Well, I thought I do look at the camera. Not here, because I know I look here. But I thought, because I always make efforts to look at the camera. In fact, often I'm like, privately fancying myself in camera. But so I thought I did look. She said, make sure you look in the camera. So I did the hour with her, and I kept having a look at the camera. I've never been as conscious of looking in the camera before. And at the end she went, no, you didn't look in the camera. You just looked at me. And I thought, I tried really hard. So on the second hour, I made a massive effort to look at the camera. I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it properly. And then I can go out and say to Mel, I looked at the camera. Anyway, so I did the hour and I went out, and I couldn't say, I looked at the camera to Mel, because she was in a meeting and I didn't want to disturb her. So I watched the show this morning, and I know the best bits when I looked at the camera, and I'm thinking, the camera wasn't looking at me. So I've looked at the camera when the camera's been like focused more down, and it's not. Anyway, it's what it is. It's what it is. So we live and we learn every day. Every day is a school day. So right, let me see if you're sharing any more of your news. There we go. Lynn, did you get the message I sent today? To be honest, my brain has gone sparked today. I've looked at a lot of messages. The messages I've looked at, I have replied to. But I know I haven't looked at all messages. Sylv says yes to paper piecing. Well, you would, wouldn't you? Newark. Oh, 2 miles up the road to Newark for Sue. Small but perfectly formed. That's kind of what I'd heard, actually. Fiona Greenslade. Yes, first time watching highlight. It was lovely interaction between you and Mel, and how crafts can cross over. Yeah, thank you. I agree. Oh, you've sent a picture of Cynthia's book accidentally to our exclusive members group. Oh, well, we'll all have a look at it later. Yeah, it was, I think you did great yesterday. Thank you, Pen. Yes, it was. And I've got to thank you guys, personally thank you guys, because I begged. I said, will you watch, will you watch? So they've got all the different things. So there's my social media, excuse me, I got a tickle, my social media pages and their different social media pages, and they can see how many people are watching on each platform. And by the end of it, they came to me and they said that we'd done really well. So the Quilting Antics, my troops, yay, the ants, we'd done really, really well. So thank you everyone for supporting me. I can't even begin to tell you what that means. So Christine, hi Anthea and Co. Hello Christine. Pat's got her in our form to do a bag, and she's done a squirrel too. Whoa! We like that, and thank you, Janet. 2 brilliant shows. So on Wednesday we had a chat about scrap, and I'm absolutely surrounded by different scrappy things here. So I've got all sorts here. What have I got to tell you? Oh, next week, before I go off, because I'm all over. I'm tired. That's what's up with me tonight. I'm really tired. Hi, Sally. Hi, Margaret. Yeah, I'm really tired. So not next Friday. I've got my next Sewing Street day, which is the 15th of February, and then I'm going back to Highlight Crafts potentially on the 27th of February. Now the highlight, we've put the 27th in the diary, but it may change, and the reason it may change is because what we're chatting about is putting more sewing stuff on that day. So if it doesn't come together on that day, it might just have to get changed, but we can talk about that down the line. But either way, I'm loving it down there. And the thing that came out of it for me, particularly working with Mel, is that we can now open up what we do to card crafting. And when we open it up to card crafting, kind of from the design side, the applique side, what that basically means is that our audience will get bigger. And the bigger, I mean, we don't want to get, the ego's not going to get any bigger. But if our audience gets bigger, then that means that more people want us and we can do more. And when I'm doing their stuff, I'm aware I've got better cameras and better tech around me. So so it's better for you guys as well. So have we got a message there, or is it... I'll just leave them to it. I'll just leave them to it. Right, so I'm all over the place tonight, so forgive me. Tech, could I please have my sewing machine switched on? I'm aware that it's not switched on. So on Wednesday, when we did Work It Out Wednesday, the whole discussion, I'll just reach behind me, started around this bag here. So I'd done this bag, which is our Abbey bag, using remnants, scraps, whatever you want to call them, and we'd made log cabins. So I just wanted to kind of talk to you about how we do what we do. Now I've got loads of our scrappy projects around me, so if you want to see anything, I can go in the bag and I can grab stuff out, and I can like look at stuff. I'll just park that for a moment. So when you're using scraps and remnants, you could just do things like we've got here. It's a bit squashed because it's been in my box. A raggy wreath. So what we've got here is here's one you can see. It's a florist ring, so there's like part the waves, and you see, I'm just going to look in the other camera so that I can see. There's two rounds of like copper wire, if you will, there, and that makes a florist wing, and not ring. And all you do is get your remnants and tie them on, and I like to do the inside ring first because I think it's more. It's easier to do the outside ring after the inner than it is to do it the other way around. So just keep filling it up. These are really nice. I quite like these. You know, if you wanted to do them on a door, and you can always hang things off them. So like Easter's coming up, that's probably our next event. So there's no reason why you couldn't hang some like eggs off there, put it on your door. That would look really good. That's something you can do with scrap. I know it's not what we want to do this evening, but I'm just looking in my box. Other things you can do. I've got various raggy rugs about. These take up an awful lot of fabric. They are very, very greedy, but they're great. And they are on, can you see there, Hessian? And parts nicely. You can get posher fabrics too. But the lady who made this is very talented, and this hasn't had any wear on it, so it's all looking quite pristine. They make really nice seat covers, you know, like seat pads. When Hump's been in my van, she used to sit on one. She said it was great, because I suppose they trap a lot of air in there. Humph, if you're watching, you can comment on that.
Could you make that into a cushion?
Yeah,
or is it too thick?
I don't see why not. So Karen, who made this, has bound the edge there. So if you were to do two, I don't see why you couldn't join them on that edge and then bind it.
Yeah.
So it'd look, you know, kind of like a bit of a, let's say, piping, but it wouldn't be piping, it'd be more bound. So I suppose you could. Yeah, but you wouldn't need a cushion really, because that's quite thick.
Yeah, if you had it on both sides, it'd be really thick, wouldn't it? It'd be nice.
If you probably what I would do is have that on one side, and then put something simpler on the other side, so that it's easier to manage, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice,
But yeah, nice idea that. Nice idea. You get in there. You get in there. This is kind of the Hessian that we used. I mean, we can do that. This is the one. I did this on Create and Craft. I couldn't get my tool to work. I just couldn't coordinate my hands, and the more I tried to coordinate myself, the more wonky it went. Right, I've got here. I'm just pulling out projects. Random projects. Things that you could use scrap for if you had it. Now, we didn't use scrap for this, but we could. Little handbags. So little shoulder bags, just to put over your shoulder, and put in a few things like keys, phone, little purse if you're going out. So that's a simple one. This is foundation paper pieced. Ha 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 ha. So if you wanted to do something with foundation piecing, this was like a bit like, you know, the kind of Tiffany lamp shapes. there. All this can be done with scrap. This is another simpler version. We called that a frazzle. And the reason we called it a frazzle is because once we'd finished working it out, we were frazzled. But again, just use what you've got. So just simple squares. Then we've got things like, excuse me, I've got fluff. It's on the edge of my nose. We've got things like crazy patchwork. Now, have you seen crazy patchwork, Sarah?
No.
This might appeal to you. Look at that. This was always going to come back when it's grown up as, you know, the fidget things that the older people play with who've got dementia. This was going to turn into one of those, and then it never got any further. But isn't that fab? So that is crazy patchwork, and this is what you can do with scraps. Now, I keep saying this. We use wool. You don't have to. These all work with a whole variety of fabrics. Crazy patchwork originally, posh ladies would use it. You know when they used to make the dresses and they'd have like bits left over? So you'd get like velvets and taffetas and all that, and they'd be really posh. A lot of those, though, they just like have disintegrated over the years with the kind of fabrics. But look at this on the seam there. Let me show you. Can you see that is, where are we? The most simple stitching. So we've done a straight stitch, 2 lazy daisies at the bottom for leaves, and 3 French knots. So you've got a row of flowers there. Here, really simple, over your seams, so disguising any seams that you don't like. Cross stitches, get my camera angle right, just going over your seam with cross stitches. That isn't that easy. On this one I got a bit more carried away, because once you start and you think, oh, I can't, excuse me, I've been fluffing up the scrap before we started, and I've got a face covered in scrap because I put moisturiser on not that long ago, so I think it's stuck. So once you start with your simple embroidery, you just suddenly get carried away. So here I did a chain stitch with a French knot in the middle. There you can see the like cerise coloured French knots. And then I just started to get, as I say, more adventurous and do these flowers, which it's a back stitch or a running stitch, French knots, and you know, just going in and out and round and making up. You kind of just get on with it and do it. What else have I got?
Louise Fry has said something that exactly what I was thinking when you
And
held
what's
it
that?
up. The Tiffany lampshade, I thought it was a man's blazer and tie. I thought that when you
Yeah.
held it up.
Yeah, could be. We did it in another colourway. I don't know if it's in the box, and the other colourway looks completely different. Look at this one. I did a running stitch and then did some crosses like through the runnings. So using 2 colours there. So it just lifts it up. So this is just making another piece of fabric. So on here I've started out with, that's wadding. And that piece of wadding will just have been whatever size we had. In fact, is it even square? Nice. Yeah, you look down here, it's not even square. We've just started with what we've got. The pieces of fabric go off the edge, because once we've finished it, you can square that up. And where there, look, it's quite obviously tatifilarious. But once you've finished, that will be nice and neat. So if you made a piece of fabric this big, let's say, and you didn't really know what you were doing, you were just doing it, you might decide that you're going to cut it down. Let's have a look here. Into a bag. Whoops. So this here, this is some more crazy patchwork, and this has then been cut down. So you've got 2 squares here, which that's 2 sides of a bag. So you're just going to you know, you're just going to do what you want to do. Enjoy it. Look at this one. I'll show you. Classic. It's got a lump missing out there. So when you're just make doing and mending, you can do all sorts of stuff. Let's have a look. What have I got? I just wondered if that other bag was down here. No, hang on. I'm rummaging away. Right, this one was done a while ago. No, not that long ago, actually. we had, I don't know if any of you have ever come across our tweed bundles that we do. We do 3 tweed bundles, and we had some that were apparel. And I didn't sell them in the bundles, by the way. I looked at them, and to me I thought, oh, they look a bit gloomy. Do I have a wire for this? I'm running out of battery. I thought, oh, they look a bit gloomy. So what we did, and I'm just going to show you half of it to begin with. What we did was join them together. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to show you a different half. Hang on, I'm being secret squirrel here. I've been a bit secret squirrel. There, this half's the right way up. We did half of it just by taking the squares, well, they're not even squares, rectangles, that are all the same width. And I'm working here with 2 different widths. So all these narrow ones I joined together just in lines, and all these fat ones I joined together in lines. And then when I joined, so my lines, columns, let's do it properly. When I joined the columns together, if you like lift them up so that nothing matches across, look here, you've got no points to do, because that one's there, up, across, down, you know, here, that one's there, that one's there. You can see we're not having to match points. You might drop unlucky and have one, well, that's almost matching, but not quite. You might have an odd one that nearly matches, but because none of them match and it's quite obvious they're not supposed to match, it looks what it's supposed to be. Now we did this, and as you can see, it's all gents suiting, which arguably looks a bit dreary. But look at this. Drop some lively applique on there, and we did it across a corner, and all of a sudden, what was, for all intents and purposes, a drab throw, suddenly, ta-da! We've got it there. Suddenly, it's got life, it's got light, it's got a place in your front room. It's got a place anywhere you want it to go, really. And this obviously is an autumnal, but can you imagine you're doing spring? You're going to put a whole host of daffodils on there, or primroses, or tulips, or whatever. You know, a row of tulips all in a nice tidy row, or just a mishmash of something, snowdrops even. Then you get to summer, you could switch it for roses, and a rose is so easy to do. If you just do a circle of fabric and then stitch like a snail, you know, spiral, you've got a rose. It's a stylised rose, but you've got a rose. Coming on for autumn, you've got this applique here, and then if you want to go into winter, well, we're not stuck in winter, are we? Because we've got Christmas coming. So nowadays, end of November, we're putting our Christmas stuff up, and we're not necessarily taking it down by the 6th of January. So again, you can go absolutely bonkers just by lining up your scraps in columns, making these columns and stitching them together. So really easy. Now then, I have got here, if you want any assistance, I've got some books that I once did for Create Craft. So the first one we did, and arguably the best one, was, I say arguably the best, it doesn't matter, Scrappy Dappy Do. Okay, these are $15.99 on the website, and if you want them tonight, let's do them. Donis, can you write this down? Let's do them at 14 quid, eh? I can't do the pennies. £14 if you want them tonight. So we've got Scrappy Dappy Do. Let's go through them all first. We've got Make, Do and Mend, and we've got Get Thrifty. Now in each one, there's a couple of pages that are identical, because what I've done in each one, I've given you my ways with scrap, yeah? So you've got those same 2 pages in all of them, but then what I've done is I have given you 5, I'm just double checking, 5 projects in each that you could achieve using scrap remnants, whatever we're calling it. So here we've got the Scrappy Jack cushion, which I've got here actually. Ta-da! I like that one. That one, I'm just going to show you a little bit more, oh, I can't get my teeth right. That started out because I had some long, thin scraps. I can't remember if they were wobblers or just extra wide, long, raggy. Start out by just laying your scraps across. You know, none of that is measured, none of it's the same size. And then once you've made your Union Jack, put your bulldog on if you want your bulldog. If you just want the Union flag, just stick to the Union flag. Then we've got this cushion here, which is the same technique as I've just shown you with the pumpkin throw, but we've made it a cushion and put the sloth on. We've got here Old Jock. Where are we here? I have got Old Jock. This is like a different way of putting the scraps together. So again, I can show you that one. I really like that. And we do have some tartan available as well. I meant to get it out before Christmas, but I was in a day and all that. Then we've got the Abbey bag that started this whole conversation, and another scrappy bag there. So you've 5 projects in that one. So that is your scrappy do. And then we've got Make, Do and Mend. Now each of these patterns is available on my website at £8.50, and you don't have the extra information about working with scraps. So it's actually a good little buy is this one if you're interested in it. So this one here, you've got a throw. If I come across the throw, I'll show you, but I don't want to spend my time with you with my bum up in the air. We've got this throw here, which was just a nifty one to do with scrap. You've got this cushion here. It's kind of like the sloth one, but just a different applique. Do you remember I showed you these squares, the pinky squares, which we made into the Crazy Chick bag? And then the heart, that lots of you have already got that pattern, which is just a perfect one to use leftovers. And another bag, we did actually use charismas with that, but if you're going to be just stacking up your leftovers, you can come up with whatever you want. So you've got the making up there. And then the final one that I did, this has got a good one in. So you've got the pumpkin throw that I've shown you, a textured landscape. Now, do you remember yesterday on Highlight, I had a textured landscape, which was the Bronte Parsonage. This is a completely different thing. It's a bit more akin to the Hanging Heart, this one. I would say it's like its matching thing. A bag here, which we didn't make that in scrap, but you could. And I've actually got, see the woodpecker up here? That's the same bag in a different way. I haven't got the actual one here. And then the other thing that I put in here, because I just wanted to make the point of it being using up what you've got left. Our Christmas is Coming advent calendar, which can be a wall hanging for all times of the year. Now, are you taking names down, Donis?
Well, you give me some, yeah.
Are you even on the page watching?
No.
Oh. The Christmas is Coming, we've used lots of wool scraps there just to embellish the roofs. So what you could do is, if you don't have wool, you could use anything. You could use, fancy fabrics, velvets, satins, anything like that. So that one's called Get Thrifty. That's a tongue twister. Again, you've got the same 2 pages in each one. I've given you those 2 pages of hang on, wait for the thud, because I'm just going to have to dump these. Thud. I might have a route down and pick them up in a bit when we work out what we're doing, but let's just clear the counter. So, we do have various bits of remnants knocking about. Tech, next to that stacker box there are 4 packets. Could you pass me those 4 packets? Because I'm going to do those as named ones. Before we start, I'll tell you what I've got. I'm not putting your arm up your back. I have remnant-wise, so I'm talking wool now. And your remnants you do with what you want, and you make what you can from what you've got. So we've got 4 of the bits and bobs. That's all I've got left. So we've got that one, that one, that one, and that one. So if you want one of those, I'm going to reduce them to £30 those. There's only 4 of those, and that is it. So if you want one, say so. I'm just going to have a look at the comments. Are you on it, Tech?
Yeah.
Tech's on it. So I'll just put my specs on. Sorry, I thought Donis was taking comments. That's what he's invited down to do. And he's been over there, like, scratching his sawdust. So what have we got here? We have got, for someone who says they're tired, you're firing out the ideas. Yeah. Starting from Fiona Anderson. Yeah. Fiona would like Scrappy Dappy. Louise Fry would like Scrappy Dappy. If you just write Scrappy Dappy once and then do a name after it. So we've got Louise, Fiona Anderson. Oh, on a Friday evening. This is a thingy one. Have you got Fiona down? Louise. And then after Louise is Janet Earl.
For Scrappy.
Yeah. And then Sharon Percy. So that's Pier with a CY on the end. I will know what you mean. So the books, did I say 14? I'm making it up as I go along. So 5 patterns would be, 5/8 is 40, add the 50p's, would be £42.50. So as a book with 5 designs in, I've been doing them at £15.99, but tonight 14. So that's like, I'm nearly giving them away, aren't I, really? Don't know which to choose, never made a bag before. Jill, you have a little think and let me know. Wyn would like the Scrappy. That's Wyn is WYNN. Pat would like some of the remnants. Now, Pat, you're the first one in, so let's just make work for ourselves and give you a choice. Could I have some scrap paper, please? And I shall just a piece of paper out your pad will do nicely. Pat, you've got first choice. And I'm going to call them 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just shove a number in and then you can tell me which one you want. Which one do I think is more pattyful? Ooh. That's got a lot of your colours in, Pat. I'm going to call that number 1. If you want number 1, let me know.
Bits and bobs. What's
this is Bits and Bobs here.
So Wendy.
So we've got Pat's the first person. So would you like that one, Pat? Let me know. And then we've got, where are we? Pen Hewitt would like Scrappy Doo. Wendy Conway and Sheila would like, and Louise, and that's the scrap bags gone then. In fact, Louise, I'm going to park you to one side and I'll explain why to you later. And can I give that to Janet and then I will, I'll have a little chat to you afterwards because I know I can, because I know what you like. So I'm going to, I can time myself in, not one looks good. Pat, your name is going on that.
Pat.
Handsaker. There we go. So Pat, you've got number 1. There we go. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm taking my time a moment. So next person with Bits and Bobs is Wendy Conway and they all kind of, I'm just going to go for it because they're all kind of same but different of these. So let's put, right, Wendy Conway, you've got number 2. I'm trying to abbreviate, but so far it would be Pat Hands, Wendy Con. I'm thinking I could get in trouble if I keep going on this. So Wendy Conway, you've got one. Sheila Barron, you've got one. Sheila Barron, you see, you would be Sheila Barr. Sheila, I'm going to give you this one that's slightly brighter, and the reason is because I know that the quilt that you're making, and I think that will have nicer colours. So there's all sizes in here. They're not, they're not like fat quarter sizes because they are remnants. So there we go.
who have you got
Sheila
next?
Barron, that one's for you. And then after Sheila Barron, can you please put me a note to talk to Louise about bits and bobs? And then Janet Early's getting the 4th one, and that is them all gone. Now, I can see whether I can do something, but I think I've done them all up. But I'll take your names, and I can always contact you afterwards if I can make more. I don't think I expected them to just go that quickly. So could you put down on the reserve list Pen Hewitt?
For bits and bobs.
Yep. And then we've got Lynn Atwell would like the book that started in that... The book with the bag that started the evening. That's that one, isn't it? So can you put Lynn Atwell for a bits and bobs?
What book?
Yeah. Did you have a bits and... Are there your bits and bobs people there?
There's Scrappy.
Sorry, no, duh, Scrappy, that's what I meant. Sorry, I'm tying taking knots now.
So who?
Yeah.
Who,
Lynn would like that one.
what's that one?
Scrappy.
Right.
Yeah.
She goes up there.